Welcome to Cooking Gluten and Dairy Free with Dave D. Today I'm hopping on a YouTube trend. Meal prep with me. But in all seriousness, some of the food we prep on this channel is pretty high calorie. I like to think of them as cheat meals, so today I wanted to share my meal prep routine when I'm trying to get it right, get it tight, especially with summer right around the corner. So we'll be making 8 meals in 50 minutes. This is nice and quick and packs a lot of flavor so you don't get bored eating the same thing throughout the week. Also, these meals are gluten and dairy free. We're going to be making some brown basmati rice, the juiciest chicken breast you've ever had in your life, and some flavorful roasted broccoli florets. 8 meals, 50 minutes. Let's get down to business. So the first thing we want to do is set our oven to bake at 450 degrees Fahrenheit to roast our broccoli. And speaking of our broccoli, we're going to be using 3 pounds of pre-washed broccoli florets. Feel free to get a head of broccoli and cut it up yourself, but I promised you fast, so I'm using the pre-cut, pre-washed version. Dump the broccoli into a large bowl for seasoning and drizzle with some extra virgin olive oil. Massage the oil into the broccoli so they're nice and coated. We're using oil so the broccoli roasts in the oven instead of steams, and so the seasoning sticks. So speaking of our seasoning, go in with some garlic salt, garlic powder, onion powder, adobo seasoning, paprika, a touch of cayenne pepper, and some Italian seasoning. Mix it all in until the seasoning is evenly distributed and each piece of broccoli is evenly coated. Next, get 2 baking sheets and spray them down with some oil spray. Now, the foil here isn't really necessary, but I'm lazy and I hate washing dishes, so this makes the cleanup easier. Dump your broccoli on the sheets and spread them out evenly so they're in one layer. Make sure they're not too crowded so we can have the perfect roast. Pop them in the oven for about 25 minutes, and just like that, our roasted broccoli is underway. Now we can work on our brown rice. So, time for a confession. I've never cooked rice the traditional way. I've always used a rice cooker, and I suggest you invest in one so you can do the same. Anyway, we're cooking 2 cups of brown basmati rice. I like this rice because it has more fiber than the white stuff and has a better texture and flavor than the regular brown stuff. Anyway, add 2 cups of rice to your rice cooker, rinse it a few times, and then add 4 cups of water. Now, since I'm extra, I'm going to add some garlic powder and onion powder to up the flavor profile. Slap your cover on, hit the cook button, and boom, broccoli and rice cooking. Now let's move on to our chicken breasts. So first, let's do a little bit of prep. Get 3 cloves of garlic and give them a little smash, like you need to do with the like button below. Make sure the skin stays intact, we just want to crush them a little bit. Next, get 5 sprigs of fresh thyme. No prep needed on the thyme. You'll see the magic that we're going to work in a little bit. So now get about 5 or 6 chicken breasts and clean them and pat them dry with some paper towel. Next, add them to a bowl for seasoning. Season with some seasoned salt, onion powder, garlic powder, adobo, a touch of cayenne pepper, paprika, dried thyme, and oregano. Mix them all in. Remember, the exact measurements and ingredients are in the description box below. Also, hit the subscribe button while you're down there. So now that your chicken is evenly coated in the seasoning, you can get your cast iron skillet and put it on medium-high heat. This is around the time our broccoli should be done, so remove them from the oven. I am telling you, this broccoli is so delicious, even my 8-year-old son, 8.5-year-old son likes it this way. Anyway, put your oven on 350 degrees Fahrenheit as we'll be using it to finish our chicken. So speaking of our chicken, now that our cast iron skillet is smoking hot, we can add some high smoke point oil. I'm using avocado oil. Next, we're going to add some chicken by pressing it down so the surface of the chicken comes into contact with the surface of the pan. Cook it for 2 to 3 minutes until it gets some nice color. Flip the chicken and do the same thing on the other side. Also, feel free to do it in batches if you don't have a large enough skillet. When the second side is seared, reduce the heat down to medium-low and add some dairy-free butter. Let the butter melt down and then add your cracked garlic and thyme to it. Let your thyme and garlic infuse into the butter and then baste your chicken with the butter for about 1 minute. Throw your garlic and thyme on top of the chicken and then pop it in the oven for about 7 minutes. At this point, we're going to start checking the temperature of the chicken. All right, so listen, this is very important. All the chicken is not going to come at the temperature at the same time. So check each piece. We want the chicken to come up to around 165 degrees Fahrenheit. If it gets too much hotter than that, it dries out, and that's what leads to that dry-ass chicken breast that nobody likes. So check each piece. Take the ones out when they're around 165 and put the other ones back in until they get to that temperature. When the chicken is done, let it rest for about 10 minutes before cutting into it. Now that our chicken breast has rested, we can cut across it. Just look how juicy this chicken is. Chicken breast gets a bad rap for being boring, but trust me, if you cook it like this, it'll change your life and you'll be eating a lot of lean, healthy protein. So now that our rice is done, we can start putting our food in the containers. First, I'm adding about a quarter cup of rice. Next, we're coming in with our delicious roasted broccoli. And finally, about 4 to 5 slices of our chicken breast. According to my math, this is about 430 calories. Trust me, it's filling. And there you have it, folks. 8 meals, 50 minutes. The juiciest chicken breast you've had in your life, the best roasted broccoli you've had in your life, and brown basmati rice. Healthier than the white stuff and more flavorful than the brown stuff. Anyway, give this a try and let me know with a comment what you think. Please remember to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.